Hello, everybody. Stuart McAdam here. Really good to have you along here again today for another round of digital marketing questions. Now, these are questions which get asked on a regular basis, both directly to me and also on other platforms as well. So I thought I'd take a bit of time to um, answer the questions and sort of explain a bit more about, sort of my thoughts and feelings about particular digital marketing software, about how to use it effectively, about what common knowledge out there is, sort of not particularly accurate, and what is that not a lot of people are using. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So first question from Hunter James is, what is the king of digital marketing? That's content. If you've got the ability to produce strong content that can communicate the solution that that you are providing to a common problem that exists within the marketplace, and that's problems clearly identified and your solution is crystal clear, then you've got a very strong platform to work off. So whether that's in your paid ads, whether that's in your landing page, on your website content, whatever it is, content is the king of digital marketing at the moment. And I foresee that staying it that way for the immediate future. There might be a couple of changes and adjustments as time goes on, but as far as the amount of people that are consuming content, whether it's written or video-based content, that's going to continue to go up and up. So thanks very much for that question. Next question from Ojo Oluwum Basayomi is, are you in search of a professional digital marketer to help you to market your store or brand? Yes, I'm always looking for help, sort of to promote my product offerings. If someone can prove to me that they are effective in an area of digital marketing that I am not proficient in, which is, platforms like Google Ads, search engine optimization, and those kinds of platforms, or sort of areas of digital marketing, then absolutely, of course I'm interested. So next question is, hey, Stuart, I've been looking at Mailchimp versus Klaviyo for a couple of years now, and I'm trying to figure out which one is more effective. Well, that's a very good question, and that all depends on your preference and, what you find most engaging as far as layouts, as far as features, as far as templates, as far as really the types of people that you're trying to reach. If you're going after sort of a more structured and methodical approach, then I'd recommend Klaviyo. If you're looking for a simple user-friendly platform, then you can't go wrong with Mailchimp. Mailchimp's very good with the basics and fundamentals. It allows you to build workflow automations. It allows you to use custom themes. It enables you to segment your audience quite effectively. And if you're able to do those things, then you've got a great foundation to work on. If you're looking for something that's a little bit more advanced, then Klaviyo might just be an option because you can run split tests a lot easier. You're able to really target people that are taking particular actions on your website, such as, abandoned carts, and you can run split tests on those people. And it's really easy to gauge what sort of analytics you've got there. And having a large number of campaigns and automations is probably a lot more effective in Klaviyo than it is in Mailchimp. But I still use Mailchimp because I think it's a fantastic platform. It provides all the solutions that you need. So next question is from Jimmy, and Jimmy's question is, if you're choosing between HubSpot CRM and Microsoft Dynamics, who would you go with? Well, if I was a small business, I would definitely go with HubSpot every day of the week. Microsoft Dynamics is a great platform, but it's also a very large and complex and technical platform. And it's definitely something that large corporations benefit from. Small businesses would benefit more from HubSpot. It's simple to use, more layout friendly. It's easier to find things. And in terms of like the customization on it, there's not a huge amount. So if you're watching tutorial videos and learning how to use like HubSpot, it's actually pretty easy platform to use. So I would say go with HubSpot if you're a smaller business. And if you're a larger business, look at adopting Microsoft Dynamics, because you can, create technical specs and areas that, work quite well, in that platform. Next question is from Andrew, and Andrew asks, is Upwork a good platform to get digital marketing experts? That's a very good question. I've used Upwork several times to hire different freelancers. Sometimes I've had great success, sometimes I haven't. And the secret to that is hiring slowly and being patient with who you're bringing on. Okay. Now, the reason why you have to be patient is because a lot of the time, excuse me for a second. No, got the sniffles here this morning. It's not even springtime yet. The reason why you want to be patient when you're hiring talent is because the right people are out there, and you are going to have opportunities to work with the right people if you're patient, but you've got to be able to screen them in the right way. You've got to be prepared to spend a little bit of cash trialing people out. You've got to make sure that they've got the right skills, that they've got the right temperament, that they've got the ability to deliver what they say they can deliver on time and to spec. So if they are a public relations person, for example, have they got the connections within media at a low or high level? And how soon can they reach out to those people, and what sort of results can you expect to get from them? If they're email marketing experts, what's their experience with setting up email automations, and how effective are they in delivering you this automation that's sort of fully functional and working on time and to spec? Okay, so next question is, what questions would you ask a digital marketer? Well, I would ask them, what is your experience with this type of work? How effective are you in generating results for people? What is your favorite type of marketing? Where would you say you're the most experienced? Can I please see some case studies of your past work? How many clients have you worked with in roles like this? What is your favorite way to approach problems? Because that actually gives a very good indication of what type of person you're dealing with. And the reason why it gives a good indication as to what type of person you're dealing with is it sort of puts them on the spot, because they're probably going to be very accustomed to answering questions that are related to just the role itself. And and the role itself is not always sort of the be all end all. A lot of the time, the people that you work with, a good indicator as to their capabilities is how effective they are at thinking on their feet. Because sometimes or a lot of the time, you're sort of going to run into problems and challenges of some kind. And if you've got the ability to really sort of like engage and transform how you're thinking about solving problems, if you can become a lateral thinker, then your chances of, finding the right person are going to go up exponentially. So I would say to focus on those areas, and make sure that it's something that is workable for that person based on their current workload. Because that's another question that I always ask people as well, is like, how many other clients are you working with at this particular time? And if they're working with more people, then that's absolutely fine. Especially with the top talent, it's sometimes to be expected. But for if they're not able to sort of dedicate the time required to work on your project, then you probably need to move quickly and go and find someone else. Next question is, what are good ways to learn to become the best digital marketer? Well, learn from the best. Go and find some digital marketing courses out there that are being presented by experts in their field, whether it's email marketing, SEO, whether it's search engine optimization, whether it's email marketing, whether it is public relations. Go and find the people that are doing it incredibly well and have a look at what exactly they're doing that is so effective, and see how your ability to learn that information applies with the services which you would like to offer to your clients. Because if you are able to offer something of value, then that's fantastic. If you're not, then you maybe just need to look at what areas you do want to specialize in. And my advice for people there is, look, keep going, sort of keep applying and learning about all these areas of digital marketing, because it's not a case of the more you know, the further you go. It's a case of how well can you master specific areas of digital marketing, and how much of an understanding can you acquire of areas which you are not super proficient in. Because if you're not, sort of don't have an understanding of how all areas of digital marketing work, then your chances of being sort of super effective and valuable to other people and clients is going to drop just a little bit. So if you can sort of have a round knowledge of, say, like web design and email marketing, even if you're a specialist in search engine optimization, it can be quite helpful, because that person may come to you and say, look, someone's quoted me on this, and can you sort of give me an idea on whether or not this is sort of like accurate and reflective of the time investment that's required. Next question is from Nazreen, and that is, how do you become an expert at YouTube marketing? Well, unfortunately, I'm not an expert in YouTube marketing, so I'm going to tap very heavily off the knowledge that I've gotten from my friend Stuart Gould, who is an expert at this sort of thing, and I'm going to actually just find his link right now and see where, and show you like what some of the things that he's done, and you'll be able to see this on his channel straight away. He's got some fantastic insights, and just the way that he's optimized his channel, just the ways that he sort of converted and really given his channel a really good sort of platform and head up. So you can see here he's got playlists of different things. So he's got website optimization, he's got crushing it with Google My Business tutorials, social media for business, specific, structured and clear playlists that are effective and sort of are talking about outcomes rather than sort of, how-tos. And that's something which has definitely become a lot bigger as time has gone on. You're finding that a lot more people are looking for outcomes rather than objectives. So I would say that would be one thing too. The second thing is, in terms of tags and optimization, you're definitely wanting to make sure that you are including as many tags as possible. In terms of keywords, you want to make sure that your titles are clear and specific, and that the descriptions are comprehensive and detailed. You don't want to have something that's too waffly and too long, but you don't want to have something that kind of loses people. And as you can see from my channel, that's something that I am still learning at the moment. I'm not an expert in YouTube by any stretch of the imagination. I'm only going off what Stuart has told me, and he's said that those things have worked incredibly well for him, and who can blame him? That's something which has managed to get him more than 1 million views with his video on how to use Zoom. So he's definitely someone that knows what he's talking about. And yeah, he's absolutely crushing it with YouTube at the moment, and I couldn't be happier for him. I'm rooting for him, and I highly recommend you have a look at his channel. I've just shared the link to it in the comments section below. Next question is, what examples of clever marketing on social media have been applied? Well, have a look at Hubspot and the content that they're sharing at the moment. They're competing quite aggressively with another company called Salesforce for the attention of digital marketers. So I actually have downloaded content from both HubSpot and Salesforce, and found them to be both immensely useful in terms of presenting a layout and a framework for how to become more effective as a digital marketer. Salesforce tends to be more oriented towards where things are going. HubSpot's very focused on how things are right now and how you can make the most of digital marketing in the current sphere. And the reason why they've been so clever with their marketing is that it's information and content that people are really wanting to use and really wanting to engage with and really wanting to sort of go and take and apply to their own personal sort of marketing journey and their own small business journey. So, they have digital marketing questions that they answer and provide solutions to all the time. Next question is from Bilal Khan, which is, for a marketing agency, will I have to offer a prize on a phone meeting or after that, like through the invoice? No, you don't. The prize that you offer someone is value, and value that's exponentially greater than what people are investing into you. So next question is from Alakasi. What are good ways to learn to become the best digital marketer? I've already answered that one, but I'll answer it again. Go and look at courses and content and anything you can get your hands on that's been done by people that are the kings and queens of their industry. So if you're looking at how to start a consulting business, for example, you'd want to go to a guy like Sam Ovens. If you're wanting to learn how to become effective at creating sort of content marketing, you'd go to a guy like Neil Patel. If you want to learn how to become an effective business person / influencer, you'd go to someone like Jenna Kutcher. If you want to learn how to sort of have a multifaceted approach to digital marketing, you'd probably want to go to Blake McCullough and Simon Train from Growth Marketing Systems and have a look at some of the content that they're sharing at the moment, because they take quite a multifaceted approach, sort of from ads to landing page to offer. It's sort of quite encompassing what they cover. Next question is, can I get a job as a digital marketer as a teen? Yes, you can. It's not going to probably be the job that you want to start out in, but it's definitely one that you can sort of improve and acquire some knowledge in. So I would definitely say, yes, you can get a job as a teen, but you got to be prepared to start small. Just have some coffee quickly, and then we'll go to the next question. Excuse me. So Ko Ming asks, how can I escape my dent in digital marketing career? Please find question details in the first answer. So I'm just going to hop in there. It's a question on Quora. Okay, so he hasn't got anything. Oh yeah, here we go. So he's a digital marketing executive. He's feeling ashamed because he has to do everything. His country only uses Facebook. They're very basic. He's never had the opportunity to learn anything new. Okay, so that's probably the first thing I would say is you've got to be prepared to go and learn something new, and you've got to be prepared to pick up new knowledge and wisdom and information straight away. So you'd want to start to specialize in a couple of particular areas. The next thing you'd want to do is start planning how you can leave your job. Set a timeline, set a plan, and really just make the commitment to leaving. Make sure you've got a bit of savings, got a bit of money stowed away, but really commit to leaving. Next thing you want to do is make sure that you've got enough knowledge and information to apply it to a particular area, and then use that knowledge and information to go and find clients and communicate what solutions you can offer to their problems. Because if you're able to do those things, then you're able to, really go to the next level, and you're able to make sure that you've got some sort of foundation to work on. I would also say too to join freelancer platforms like Upwork and Freelancer and Fiverr. Get as much experience as you can working on those platforms, build up a bit of a portfolio whilst you are still working, and then eventually build it up to a level where you can leave your current position. Next question is, what factors would you consider to decide the target audience of your ad? Very good question. I've recently started working with a company that's selling a product, which is like a sort of kind of like a shoehorn type product. And their main goal is to see where the market demand is. And, you've got to rely on a couple of things. You've kind of got to see what the existing audience is and kind of make educated guesses and do a little bit of market research based on what you can see there. So for this example, sort of going after people who don't have the most mobility and targeting people that are, really sort of fit into that market need, the kind of people who you would have the least resistance in terms of targeting. So you don't want to be going after people that are hard sells. You want to be going after people that are easy to sell to. So that would probably be my best advice there. So next question is from Anushka. How can I market my tutoring agency on social media for free? Well, you can join Facebook groups. You can share it with your family and friends, your immediate network of people that you know. Ask them to share it with people. You can create content that people want to share. You can ask your family and friends again to share that. You can share it on YouTube. You could go and share it on Twitter. You can start following people organically who are in your target market. You can start hashtagging like mad on Instagram and commenting on other people's posts on Instagram, that people that are who you'd consider to be your target market, and just keep on following that cycle of momentum. Next question is from James, and he asks, is it easier to get a digital marketing agency job compared to freelancing? No, it's not. Digital marketing agencies are very tough to get into, especially the right ones that are very good at what they do. So you've got to have some high level of experience or very specialist area of expertise that you know inside and out. Freelancing is very easy to get started on. If you've got some sort of experience or whether you've got little to no experience, it's very easy to go set yourself up on a different platform and publication, and really just start, sort of building up a portfolio of work experience. Marketing agencies are very busy, high pressure, high intensity places, and you need to be able to produce results, like kind of very quickly. So I'd recommend freelancing first. It's definitely the easier place to get started and sort of especially get jobs. Okay, next question is from Salah, which is, which programs does a digital marketer know how to use? That's a good question, and that really just depends on what area of digital marketing you're operating in. So if you're doing search engine optimization, for example, you'd probably want to be using platforms like Moz or SEMrush, SE Ranking, Ahrefs, Search Engine Journal, and also have a look at platforms like sort of Backlinko and those kinds of ones, because those are things that are providing sort of solutions like backlinks, how many backlinks are being produced, what the sort of quality of those links are, what keywords you're ranking for, what countries are those keywords ranking in, is that in the country or countries that you want to be ranking for, and if not, why not? If you're in like email marketing, for example, you'd want to be looking at tools like Mailchimp and Klaviyo and ActiveCampaign, or HubSpot automations. If you're wanting to sort of build out funnels, you'd be looking at platforms like ClickFunnels, or you'd be looking at hiring someone who's an expert in WordPress automation. If you are in a platform that's related to public relations, you'd be wanting to looking into the places like Accenture and these other media databases that you can directly contact and reach out to journalists on. Or you'd want to be, if you have a sort of smaller budget to work with, maybe get a bit more active on LinkedIn or LinkedIn Premium, which is only $70, $80 a month, and then you can reach sort of journalists and people in the media that way. Next question is, what is the smartest marketing example that you have seen recently? It was probably from a guy called Sabri Subi. He's obviously started King Kong Media, and he included a great example recently. I'm just going to actually pull it up here. It's called Jeff Bezos Tears. And he was talking about a company that Amazon ruthlessly undercut that was selling like nappies or diapers or whatever it is. And he just opens with a simple thing of, Stuart, this guy is a savage, seriously. And it's a picture of Jeff Bezos with kind of like, aviator sunglasses, and he's got this like deadpan face. And then just beneath it, he's got, heck, the dude was going to call Amazon.com, wait for it, relentless.com. And then he's got an example of interaction. Don't believe me? Type it into your browser and see. So immediately he's getting you engaged to have a look at how you can use these things effectively, and how to become more effective at sort of really engaging people, drawing them in, and then capturing their attention. So I would say that would be the best example I've seen recently with email marketing. Just seeing a comment right here as well. Aporia Editing. You look Fix the lighting. Also need a good YouTube banner. Awesome. Thanks very much for that feedback. Much appreciated. Definitely in the process of getting the lighting worked on a little bit more. And like I'll be moving flats in a couple of months, so I'll definitely be investing in some good lighting then. So next question is, how does one go about marketing a funny comedy routine but does not want to be a stand-up comedian? I'm not going to answer that one. I've got another answer request from someone, which is, what factors would you consider to decide the target audience for your ad? That's been answered. How do you use Quora for marketing? That's a question from John Farmer. Look, I use Quora sort of more as like a ability to communicate and share knowledge. It's not a platform that I use consistently or one to generate leads. It's more just sort of as knowledge sharing. And it's really just to kind of build a presence, a branding presence. And that is very effective if you want to use it on a regular basis. Next question is from Andrew, and Andrew asks, what digital tool is the best to generate leads and brand awareness? It depends if you're wanting to go organic or paid, and it depends on who you're targeting. So I would probably say if you're just wanting to go organic and try and reach people, then LinkedIn would be a great place to start. Otherwise, you can always go into Facebook groups as well. That tends to be a very effective tool. Joining sort of Facebook business groups, that's definitely very effective. Another great platform as well is obviously Facebook for paid advertising, because there's more than 2 billion active users on the platform. So Sasha asks, where should I focus my marketing efforts when my business is open but slow? Go on LinkedIn. Go and connect with as many people in your target market as you possibly can, and be as aggressive as you possibly can with connecting with them and communicating what services you offer with them. There are always going to be people that have a need for your services if you have done your homework. So, for example, if you're in IT, providing software, customized software solutions for, let's say, sort of JavaScript or HTML or whatever it is. I mean, I'm not an IT guy, so maybe I'm just completely talking waffle there. But if you've done your market research and you know that the people that you're going after are people that are chief technology officers or small business owners, then just go and connect with all of those people in your area, because chances are there will be someone who will want to speak with you about what products you have to offer or how you can possibly work together. Next question. I'll just have a quick sip of my coffee again, then get on to the next question. Okay, why is public relations important in marketing? Well, because you can reach a large amount of people in a very organic way, in a very natural way, without having to outlay large amounts of capital. And that's something which goes a really long way, because many people are so competitive and competing for such a limited amount of space on the social media channels out there and the LinkedIn channels out there, and so on and so on. And if you're able to sort of like capture how these people are sort of consuming the social media content, like if you're publishing content that is effective and dynamic and engaging, and you're able to share that in a user-friendly way that's related to what those media platforms are writing about, then you've got a massive advantage over the competition, who is not doing that at the moment. So Yeah, that's why public relations is important in marketing. It's also important in marketing because it matters and people are interested in good stories, and especially stories that have a great human touch and a human element to it. Next question is, how are apps like Facebook Messenger changing the future of digital marketing? It's making digital marketing even more personal. It's providing opportunities for people or for businesses and for, sort of companies to connect with the customers in a way that they previously weren't able to. If you have a look at email marketing, for example, you'll find that the open rate is, sort of far from impressive. It's actually quite awful a lot of the time. Like I'll pull up an example of probably my best campaign from recent times. It was email marketing hacks. That was a 73.9% open rate. There was another one here just below it that was social media marketing hacks. That's to date been my best one by far, 90.6% open rate. But to give you an example of an email that I've sent to everybody who joins my email marketing list, the open rate's only 15.4%. So roughly 85% of people aren't opening that email at all. So that says a lot about, like the general marketing, sort of environment, and that's why platforms like Messenger are so effective in that, it feels so personable to people. If they're getting a message on Facebook, it's because they genuinely have an interest in receiving it, and engaging and connecting. And the, sort of engagement rate is sort of up past the 70% rate. They're far more likely to see a messenger and respond to a messenger chat bot or person on the messenger chat that's engaging with them on behalf of the company than they are to respond to an email. So I would say, yeah, that's definitely something that is something to be mindful of and something to be aware of and to sort of keep a note of. It's changing, it's making things even more personable, and you definitely want to, sort of keep having a look at the different options that are out there. I'm going to leave that there for now. I, answered a lot of questions in this time and hope you found it useful and helpful. If you have, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just hit I think there's a little button below that you can hit and just tap the bell icon for regular updates. I try and get a new video up at least once a week and trying to sort of get that frequency up a little bit more as time goes on. So thanks very much, everyone, for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.